Okay, Mike. So just curious to know, did your training at all get hindered by the COVID-19 pandemic, or did it put a stunt at any point?
I usually go home and I usually travel back home and go home to Nashville and see my family a lot more than I did this camp. In a 12-week period, I only went home 2 or 3 times. My training at the very beginning, before I got down to Florida, all I was able to do was lift weights because I wasn't going to wrestle and grapple with people. So I lifted some weights. I did a lot of cardio during the quarantine back in March. In 9 weeks, I put in over 100 miles running because I wanted to be in shape whenever I showed up down in Florida. But no, as far as restrictions and training, I had none. I put in a hard 12-week training camp. To be honest, I don't know. I wonder what Benson's training scenario was. And I know he just had a baby, so he had a pregnant wife. So and he's a professional. He's a smart guy. So I would imagine he wasn't able to get the type of training I was down in Florida.
So you're a very disciplined, very driven individual. And I'm just curious to know, during this whole layoff, did you happen to discover or evolve any new techniques in your repertoire?
Yeah, I mean, I'm always constantly working on things, evolving. As I've said a lot of times, I don't really need to add a lot to my game. I think sometimes you can add things and it actually hinders you. To me, I have my path of least resistance and the path that's going to put me in the best case scenario to win fights. I got great cardio. I hit extremely hard. I can take you down. I can hold you down. I'm not going to get submitted. I'm hard to take down. I'm a bear up against the cage. So I mean, in any of those scenarios, I'm just constantly getting a little bit better. If I just get 1 to 2 to 3% better in each of those positions every single training camp, I'm better than I was the fight before. And as long as I go out there and execute the game plan, there's no way I lose.
Now, with this rematch, did you train any differently than the first time around 4 years ago, or is it the same camp and techniques and all that stuff?
This fight camp gave us the opportunity to watch the previous fight. Remember, how the previous fight went. Watching Benson's last couple fights, there's a lot of reoccurring themes. He's got a lot of different tendencies and habits that we're going to take advantage of. Some of them are just ticks in the way that he fights, and some of them are just actual techniques, whether it be which way he moves and when he throws his kicks, when he throws his jabs, when he throws his punches. So we're well studied on the chapter of Benson Henderson, and I'm ready to close that chapter on Friday night.
When the bell rings, what do you expect Benson to do once the fight starts?
Come across the cage and fight. But I'll beat him to the center, and he'll most likely back up right away. So we'll see.
The other thing is that this fight was supposed to happen back last year in Japan for RIZIN. Just curious to know, would you be interested in competing in RIZIN, maybe down the line, representing Bellator, Bellator versus RIZIN at some point?
I would. I think that's a really cool show. I actually, I fought on Friday night or Thursday night, and that the big show was Saturday night. I would love to be in that show. I heard it was huge, amazing. I mean, fighting in Japan was one of the highlights of my career. I always said Madison Square Garden was going to be the highest that you can reach in this sport. I think Saitama Super Arena was just as cool, just as big, just as exciting because it was 30,000 people. It was a huge arena. The people of Japan are some of the best people and MMA fans in the entire world. They really make you feel like a rock star over there. Just hundreds of people lined up wanting autographs outside the hotel room, which was crazy. It was cool. It was a lot of fun. I would love to go back to Japan.
Because one of the fighters over there there was rumors that you and Tofiq Musayev, their lightweight Grand Prix champion, might have something in store. Is there anything you can say about that, or is
No, that's just speculation on social media. Just people who would love to see me fight him because they know that they do the kind of whatever you call it collaboration with Bellator and RIZIN. So it was just a fantasy matchup people want to see.
And is that someone who you definitely would like to fight because he just of his record, his win streak, the fact that he also became their Grand Prix champion?
No, not really. I mean, I don't think he's he's not a name. Nobody knows who Tofiq Musayev, whatever his name is. So no, I don't really care to fight him. There's a lot of big name guys out there. Much rather fight Benson Henderson or the next guys I'm going to fight after this fight. So we'll see.
And regarding Friday, it's going to be no fans. Is that something that you're prepared for because you can hear your coaches, or are you going to miss the atmosphere just like
I'm not going to miss the atmosphere. I think having a crowd there subconsciously jacks up your heart rate and does all that stuff to you subconsciously. So I actually don't mind having no crowd there. I wrestled in front of no crowd for 15, 20 years. So I think fighting inside of an arena with no crowd is actually going to play to my strengths, and it's going to help me win on Friday night.
Okay, great. Thank you very much, Mike. Good luck.